First of all, I take this opportunity to thank the panelists. They've done us great service. Thank you very much. I'm personally particularly impressed by the words of wisdom coming from young brains and minds that are before us. I wanted to make a few corrections here. The first one is that we must differentiate between politics or political leaders and leadership as a general perspective. I think today's topic was a little bit bent towards the political perspective, which is okay. But when we talk of leadership, it transcends politics. I also expected that there should be at least a working definition of what leadership is. And since that did not come out, I want to offer what I think is an all-encompassing definition of leadership. You may or may not agree. But to me, leadership or a leader is someone who guides, inspires, influences. Guides, inspires, influences. That's the first part. So in other words, to be a leader, you should be at the forefront. You should take the initiative for others. But it is also not to guide, influence yourself. It is to guide, influence others. All right? Towards a shared vision. So there must be a purpose for which this role is taken on. All of you must share some kind of vision or goal that you want to attain. But doing so, you do it by fostering collaborations and empowering other members such that you can be successful in achieving that vision. So to be a leader, you lead at the front by inspiring, by guiding, by influencing. You also lead in the middle by collaborating, by empowering others. But you also lead from the back by making sure that every member achieves that goal, by listening to others, by changing your own strategies. That is what I would think leadership is. The other thing I wanted to share, these are simple things I wanted to remind. The topic today was focusing, if they can relate the topic, Bwana Jumba. The topic was? Yes. The next generation of leaders. Youth shaping Uganda's future. Brother Mbarak, who presented first, made a comment here, and the examples he cited were all examples that I felt were not very relatable to Uganda or to Africa in general. So I want to change a little bit. My former student, Daraus, is here. He's the CEO of Daraus Juice. He would have been a good example. Because we need to relate to people we know. There is a young lady called Shamim Nabuma. I don't know if you've heard about her. Shamim Nabuma is the CEO of Chill AI Lab. Do you also realize that the founder of Safe Border is a Ugandan? So we have examples, and all these ones are youths. So I felt that one, we needed people to realize that we have leaders within our own communities that have actually have inspired others. When Honorable Basaja was asked to talk about the legal framework that empowers Ugandans, as a lawyer, I felt the following needed to come out. And we needed to differentiate between the political framework or the legal framework and the reality. Now, under Article 38 of the Constitution, it says that every Ugandan citizen has the right to participate in elective politics once you hit the age of 18. Under Article 78, we have special representation in Parliament, the youth representatives from the 5 different regions. But the reality is, what is their influence? Honorable Jumbe here said that 75% of Ugandans are below the age of 30 years. That is a fact. But what is their influence? If you look at the leadership across the world, not only Uganda, the oldest president of a country is Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon. Last month, he made 90 years. But I also want to tell you that only 17 of all the world leaders are below the age of 50. Only 17. And the youngest amongst them, who became president through a coup d'etat, is Ibrahim Traore at 35. So and the issue of the demographics of youths being the leaders, rather the biggest number in countries, is not unique to Uganda. It is world over. So if we have a bigger demographic of our people being youths, but they are not playing a critical central role in deciding policies and making decisions that affect them, we have a mismatch. We need to correct that one. Now, some countries have moved a step further. So we should move from the paper, legal policies and frameworks that seem to empower youths and begin dealing with the realities. When we move into the next generation, the issue of AI and whatnot, the people at the forefront of this are youths. We need to give them that space. There was a time when you would be considered for elective politics only when you hit 40 years. Those are long gone. If we have 75% of our youth below 30 years, it automatically implies that 75% of the decision makers must be youths. That would be the simple logic and reality. So finally, as I conclude, I want to tell you this. Of all the skills that you can train yourself to have as you aspire to become leaders, it is this one. To me, this is the most critical one. Learn. When you learn, then unlearn. And after unlearning, relearn. In other words, do not necessarily think that the things you know are always going to work. If they don't work, unlearn those, and then after unlearning them, relearn. That way, you will continue to remain relevant. Thank you very much to the organizers of this. Ajiba Kaluba, we are immensely proud to host you. Ajiba Kaluba has taken particular interest, has been intentional in trying to mentor others. We don't take it for granted. We pray that Allah inspires you as you inspire others. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.